Hello dear students, my name is Ankita and I am teaching as an assistant professor in Department of Computer Science and Engineering at St. Andrews Institute of Technology and Management, Gurugram. So I welcome all of you to the lecture 10 of the online lecture series of object-oriented programming, and in this video I am going to implement all the examples which we studied in the previous video, that is lecture 9, which was on type conversion, and we saw the various types of type conversion, from built-in to built-in type conversion, basic data type to class type conversion, class type to basic type conversion, and class type to class type conversion. These four types of type conversion we studied in lecture 9. So in this video I'm totally going to implement the examples which we studied in that video using one online editor. Okay, so this video will be based on the implementation part only. So to keep you connected with the previous video, that is lecture 9, I would first of all write an example code to explain the basic data type to basic data type conversion. We saw there are two types of type conversion possible: implicit type conversion and explicit type conversion. Implicit type conversion is implemented by the compiler itself, and explicit type conversions are done by specifying the typecast operators. So we will be looking at the example of explicit type conversion. So we can write this example without the help of class also, because this is just a small code, and we will be converting one float type value into integer type value. So we will see how the code should be written for such conversion. So for such conversion, so hello world will be written there as it is. I'll take one integer variable, that is a. I will take one integer variable with name a, and let's take one float variable, and this float variable I will assign the value 6.78 or 76, whatsoever you want to take. I'm writing this a is equal to b. So one example I will be written for the implicit type conversion, and second one is for explicit type conversion, or explicit typecast operator will be looking. So here I have taken two variables. One is of integer type and another is of float type, and in the fourth line I am just assigning b value to a. So b is float here and a is in integer here. So here implicit type conversion will take place, and compiler will run this program without any problem. So when I run this program, I got this output. Okay, so what is happening here, it was a float type. When I assigned a float variable b to a, then the only integer part will be assigned, because a is of integer type. So whatsoever format it is representing, it will display the value in the same format. Okay, so this was the example of implicit type conversion. So we studied four types of typecast operator. Among those four type, the one was very basic and used almost every place. So that was known as static cast operator for explicit type conversion. So in the same example, I have taken a variable and a as of integer and b as of float value. Then to define the typecasting, I have to write the keyword. I will just delete it first of all. Static underscore cast. See, here we have this particular keyword here, and in angular brackets I need to just mention the type in which I want to convert this b variable, because I am going to assign this b to a, as I wrote in the previous example. So I will just write that statement here also, and in this particular case, in angular brackets I mentioned the type to which, or I mentioned the type explicitly into which I want to convert my value b. I will write the variable itself and then I will display it. Okay, so we will run this program. Again the same output you will be getting. So these two are the different methods of type conversion. Like this statement defines the implicit type conversion and this was defining the explicit type conversion. Okay, so all the rest of the type conversions, like there was a dynamic cast, there was reinterpret cast, there was constant cast. So all those type of casting we were using with the pointers, either pointers or the constant also. But in case of normal variables, to specify the explicit cast to the compiler, you have to write the static underscore cast keyword here. Okay, so this is the typecast operator used in advanced C++. So again, if you will run this program, you will get the same output. Okay, so if you are writing any program on your practical file as well, I would suggest you to write comments also on the top of the program, or able to see for what logic or for what algorithm you are writing your program. Okay, so the next example we will do basic type conversion to class type conversion. Okay, so I am adding the comments here so that you can see for what topic we are writing our program. So I'll just start it with the classes, because what we are doing, we are trying to convert a basic data type into class type. So basic data type can be your integer, float, character, and class type will be obviously any object of either class or the structure. So because we are doing C++ object oriented programming using classes and objects concept, so we will be implementing this example with the help of class only. I will consider the example of converting the temperature from Fahrenheit to Celsius. Fahrenheit is a single value which I would enter in the form of float or the basic data type, and I will then convert that into object type, or you can say into the Celsius part. So we will write the following code. I will take one class here. If I am taking the class for the converting Fahrenheit into Celsius, then I will take the Celsius as the class name, and in this particular class I need one variable. You can say any variable which you want to convert into object. Okay, so I will take one float value here, so I will take it with the name temp. Okay, so next is the access modifier. We have to mention colons, and then I am taking one constructor also. In this constructor I am assigning value 0 to temp, and it will be ended here, and one more. So if you remember, we saw that for converting basic data type into class data type, we have to write one conversion constructor, and that conversion constructor acts as the normal constructors, but that constructor have only one argument, and that argument will be of your basic data type. Okay, so this is the program for basic type conversion to class type conversion. So this conversion of constructor will be having one argument only, and which will be of basic type. So I will be taking here float, because I am converting one Fahrenheit, so I will take temperature in Fahrenheit. So this is just a variable name. You can take any variable name here. Okay, so I have to write the logic, and that conversion constructor will contain the logic. Okay, so and logic for what? Logic to convert that this basic data type into the class data type. So what we have till now, we have one data member as temp, and two constructor I have written. One is default and another one is conversion constructor. I will write it in comments also. Okay, whenever you will be converting basic data type into class data type, so you have to write this conversion constructor. So the logic goes like, we have a standard formula to convert Fahrenheit into Celsius. Then I have taken the float value as FERTEMP. Then I will take the same variable here, and then minus 32. I will keep this portion of expression inside the brackets, and then multiply 5 divided by 9. So this is the standard formula to convert Fahrenheit into your Celsius, or to get the Celsius value. One function also I need to take with the name display, to display the values which we will get after this conversion constructor. So in this function we will be displaying the temperature only, so you can just write a message temperature is, and then okay, because this is the data member which we want to display. So now in this main function, class part is over. We will end this class with the semicolon, and from this line to this line I will delete everything, and I will write the main code by creating the Celsius object. So obj is the Celsius object I have taken, and one, obviously because I am going to convert basic data type into class data type, so whatsoever I have done in this class, that is a blueprint of the operation which I want to perform on the objects of this particular class. I am just assigning a simple float value to the object of the Celsius class. So I have to take one float variable here also, one runtime variable also. So you can take this as normal FER, so you will relate it with the Fahrenheit value. So I will add the commands here. This is a basic data type, and in the above line where we have created, you can write the user defined data type or class type. Okay, so next is the simple line of conversion, or yes, we have to enter the value for the temperature also. Enter Fahrenheit, and then semicolon, and in this I have to read this value whatever I am entering after this message, then simple obj is equal to FER. Alright, so this is the line where conversion is happening, and in this line the conversion constructor will be called, or you can write the conversion constructor is called. Okay, so because in general scenario, have you ever done this kind of operation, or have you ever written object type is equal to basic data type? No, we have not done it so far. So for such type of conversion, you have to write the conversion constructor. As the compiler encounters this particular line, it will call the constructor which have only one argument, which is of basic type. So what is happening here? Fahrenheit, whatever value we have entered for FER here, it will be assigned to FERTEMP in the conversion constructor, and the logic will be applied, and we will get the calculated value of temperature here, and it will be assigned to object. Temp is the data member, so obj is also having one temp, so this particular temp is associated with this object, so it will display you the value. So at last you will display the value of, or you can call directly the value, or you can call directly the disk function with the help of object. Okay, so as I entered this particular program, then it will ask for the value of Fahrenheit. So for example, I enter the temperature in Fahrenheit as 375. So it will display the value of temperature in Celsius. Okay, so you can also see it by manual calculation also. You all are clear with this example. You can see another example also wherein we will be entering time into minutes, and then we have to convert um, those minutes into an object. So we will see the another example also. Let's see that. Okay, so the next example is of same basic type to class type conversion. I will add the example 2 here. Okay, so the class which I am taking is time, and for time I have two data members. One is in hours and another one is minutes. So in public section I'll be having constructor. Which constructor? The conversion constructor. Okay, so the conversion constructor will be having one parameter always, and that parameter will be of the basic data type. So in this particular constructor we are just displaying a message that basic type to class type conversion. Okay, semicolon. Then we have to, because I am entering the time in one form, or you can say I am entering the time in integer form, and then I have to extract the hours and the minutes from this particular t, and then I will be able to assign those value to the data members or in the object. So that t will be converted into object. So I have to write the code here to extract the hours. So I will do that by dividing it with 60. Okay, by doing so I'll get the hours from this t, and to calculate the minutes I will just take the remainder of the division which we did for extracting the hours. Okay, so this is the conversion constructor. I will also add comment here, conversion constructor. Okay, so next is I'll be having one function also to display the value. You can take the display function again, and in the same function you will be writing the cout statements to display the hours. Just write the handle, new line character also, and then minute. Okay, you can add handle here as well. So in main function, first of all I need to create the object of the time class, or you can do that later as well. The statement which the same statement like in previous example what we did, we write such statement, right? FTR, if you remember, in previous I will make it as the comment. Okay, in previous program we did we write this particular statement, and here we can write this statement in different manner also. So I'll be showing how. First of all, take one integer number for which we have to take this t value. Okay, so I will just take one variable, any variable, t or time 1. Okay, time is the same name as the class, so I will take the time name, and then I have to enter the value for time 1. Alright, semicolon, and then C in C read. Okay, then in this statement we can write this in the manner like, okay, what we have written such statement in the previous example, so this statement can be written as this also. So at the time of object creation we can call the conversion constructor. Okay, so at the time of object creation conversion constructor is getting called. So these statements are not different with each other. So we will call the display function also. Now we will run this program. So students, because of the connection lost, I had to write this complete program again, but this time I have taken class name as duration instead of time, because time was the already defined or keyword, you can say, in this particular editor. So to define some specific function, so I replaced the time class with the duration, and I have written the complete program again, and we will run this program. So we should first of all enter the value for the t1, that is the one value for the time. For example, I entered 78, and then it should give you the hours and the minute. But what we have done, the 78 was an integer value, and we have converted that integer value into object to obtain the hours and the minutes. So it is showing you the value in this format. I will just add it into another line and then end it. Okay. For this conversion also I would like to add and so the output will be seen in a more proper manner. So if I enter 90, then I will get 1 hour 30 minutes. So hello world is the message here in the main function. So what we have seen, from basic type to class type conversion, we have to enter one single value, and then by converting that into object, we have to display the value of the data members of that object also. So the same thing is happening here. So the another type is class 2. Its reverse is class type to basic type conversion. So because I have refreshed the page, so I deleted it. Basic type to class type. So this was the conversion for. We have seen two examples of such concept, from basic type to class type. In basic type to class type, we have to take one conversion constructor which contains only one argument, which will be of basic data type always, not of the object data type. So this conversion constructor contains the code or the logic to convert that particular data of a float or integer into object type. So that's why we have seen two examples here, to convert Fahrenheit value into Celsius object, and to convert one duration or one value of integer into the hours and the minutes. Hours and the minutes are again data members of the object. So we have done the conversion from basic type to class type. Now we will see the class type to basic type conversion. So we will write the Celsius program again here, which we have seen in the previous example of basic type to class type. Now we will do revert of this. Now we will see the class type to basic type conversion by looking at the same example of the Celsius. Okay, so I will just change it with the class type to basic type conversion. So in Celsius, what we did, we were having one Fahrenheit value, and then we had to convert that. Fahrenheit was in float type, and we had to convert that into the Celsius. Celsius was the object for the class type variable. So the temp will be, one data member will be there, obviously, because we have class, then we will definitely have the data member with that. Then we took one's default constructor, to assign it the 0 value, and display function will be same. We will change the internal statements. So in this particular, in this particular case of conversion of from class type to basic type, we use cast operator. Okay, as we have seen operator overloading, what we were doing, we overloaded plus minus for object type. Okay, so from for basic data types like integer, float, char, all the operators are by default overloaded, but for objects we have to write the code for operator overloading to perform object addition, object subtraction, object increment, object decrement. So the cast operators are overloaded here to convert your class type or object into your basic data type. So here you will see the another use of the operator function. So when you are converting a class type to the basic type, any class type or any object to the integer, float or char type, then you have to write the cast operator overloading. So how you will do this? You will use one operator function here, but this operator function will not have any return type. Remember this. This is the difference between the normal operator overloading and the cast operator overloading. So it will not have any return type. It will start with the keyword operator, and then we have to mention the type in which we want to convert our object. Okay, so this is the object, or what we are doing, we are reciprocating the concept. Like initially we did basic type to class type, in which we converted float into Celsius, okay, or Fahrenheit into Celsius. Then now we will be doing Celsius into Fahrenheit. So from the objects of this Celsius class, we will be having one value. So whatever basic type we want, after conversion, that we have to overload it using operator function. Remember, whatever basic type we want to get after conversion, that type we have to overload here with the operator function. So the code again contains the conversion. So because this will be resulting a float value, then I will take one variable here. Now I will convert Celsius to Fahrenheit. So I have taken float Fahrenheit. Fahrenheit is equal to 10. Its logic is also defined, predefined, so you can check this with the help of net or something else, because these are the standard formulas to convert the Fahrenheit to Celsius, and vice versa. So it will return, though this function doesn't have any return type here, neither void nor integer, but it will return the float data type. Okay, so whatever variable you are overloading here, whatever type of basic data type you are overloading here, it will return that same variable. Okay, we have taken FER as the float here. So there is need to understand these functions, as we did in the conversion constructor case, and now we are doing in the cast operator case. So we have to understand these concepts here. These functions will contain the obviously conversion part of your program, and if you are converting class to basic data type, then you have to write the operator function, and if you are converting basic type to class type, as we did in previous example, then you have to take one conversion constructor. Okay, so display function we have already taken. So here in display function, it will be displaying the temperature only, so there is no need to write so many things. So I will just add the conversion here. I will add this this function, and in this main function I will just enter the create the object name. First of all, I will just make it. Okay, so first point, what should be the first activity that you should do when you will enter into the main? You have to create the object. Okay, delete it. Then the next is the basic data type which you want to convert from object to basic. So this FER is the basic data type here. Then I will just two things will be there, because in earlier case what we were doing, we were converting. I will just write comments here. In earlier case we did like Fahrenheit to conversion from Fahrenheit to Celsius, or for this we wrote the statement here. Okay, in case of basic to class type conversion. Okay, so here in this program what we are doing, this is the line for the example one we did for basic to class type conversion, and in this class what we are doing, we are trying to convert Celsius to Fahrenheit, and for this we have to write the statement this is equal to, obviously, So what we are doing here, class type to basic type conversion. All right. So for this particular statement we have to write the code here. So because we are converting Celsius to Fahrenheit, then we have to enter the value for object also, because this is the object. I will write in this context, this is the object. Okay, so I have to enter the value for the object also. I have not created any function which will enter the value for temp, which is a data member of class object. So, and I have to enter the get function, in which I will just, because in earlier case we need to get the FER value, so we were doing that in the main function, but in this case we have to extract the, or we have to input the value for the object. Then I will do this by calling the get method. So enter temp or enter object value, you can say. We will read this. Okay, yes. Now come to this particular main function. What we will be doing here, obj dot get function will be called, and then we have to write the statement FER is equal to obj, the reverse notion of the earlier example. And now I will run this program. So as I run this program, it will ask you to enter the value for temperature, and you can enter the value of 190. We saw the 375 degree converted into 190 Celsius, no? 190 degrees Celsius. So we will do the reverse in this case. Okay, it's so around 374 temperature in Fahrenheit it is displayed. So you can enter again. I am entering a float value, so it will display you the float value. So what we are doing here, we are converting one class type data member or object, you can say, into the basic data type. So this was the example of your class type to basic type conversion. So in type conversion or data conversion in C++, these two type conversions are very important, basic to class and class to basic. So we have seen the examples of both of these types. Next we will see the example to convert the class type object to class type object. Okay, so, or you can say, let's understand it with the help of example. So next is class type conversion to class type conversion. I will just write the message here, class type to class type conversion. If you remember, we also did that with the help of a copy constructor, that if I want to write this obj 1 is equal to obj 2, then what I am doing, I am assigning values of object 2 to object 1. So we can do that with the help of copy constructors also, or we can do that with the help of operator overloading also. So if you want to perform this particular logic, that if you want to assign object 2's value to object 1, this is the destination object and this is source object, then we have to use the operator function again. And how we will do that, create a class. We will consider the same example of time. Here we are going to convert the time entered in hours and minutes into one value, that is minutes. So we will extract the minutes from a complete time, like which is specified in hours and minutes. So in this class we will be having one one variable, that's minute or m, you can say. In public section we will be writing, so this topic will recall the operator overloading concept to you as well. Okay, so this is a default constructor, and in this constructor I have taken m is equal to 0, and then take the operator overloading. So it will be having the object of time class, or you can take time 1, which we will add later in this program. So just see properly, like we have created one operator overloading, we are overloading equal to operator, then we have to assign it to m. We will just write the function here. We will be writing the time class in the following section. So we have called this particular function here, and we will end this function. Another function of this minute class is the void display, in which we will be displaying the value of minute. Okay, so this is the class minute, and because we have taken here one object as parameter of class time, then we have to add time class also. Because I have taken this time t object here, then I have to create this class first of all, and then I can pass it as the argument here in the operator function. So that's why I will write this class time at the first place. So again, it is having hours and the minutes, its own hour and minutes. Public section will include the constructors and the other time one. In this we have one th comma tn, parameterized constructor is this, and in this hours will be equal to h, and I'm writing in the same lines so that the program will not be too long. Minutes. Okay, so this is the parameterized constructor, and I have to take one input function also, get minute named. Wherein I have to write the logic to extract the minutes from the given time or given hours and minutes. So I will take this variable as the total minute. Okay, so this is equal to hours multiplied by 60 plus the rest of the minutes. So it will give you the portion of the minutes from the hours, and then you have to add this with this minute variable, then you will get the total minutes. So semicolon, then return total minutes. Okay, so one function display will be there as we had in the minute class also. So it will be displaying the hour scope and minute semicolon. This class also ends here. Okay, I have not started. Okay, this class also ended here, and next we have taken the class minute also, and minute is having one m minute. So what we are trying to do, we will be doing object minute is equal to object time. So object time values are assigned to minute. So minute is having only one data member and time is having two data members. So how those two data members are converted into this single m, that is done into this particular code here. So this is called conversion function. Okay, so what we are doing, from hours and the minutes of this time one class, we are extracting the total minutes in form of m. So next, in the main function, what we have to do, in main function we have to create the object first of all. Then I will create the object of time one class first of all, then you can take it as t1. Okay, So to enter the value of hours and minutes, we have to call the parameterized constructor. You can just display its value also by calling the display function with t1, no problem. Then at the second moment you have to create object for your minute class. Then you can also see the values of minute by calling the display function of minute class with this object. And then now I am writing this particular statement, m1 is equal to t1. Then again you can see the values by calling the display function, and then m1. So in this particular statement, what is happening here, we are trying to assign hours and minutes of t1 to minute, or you can say m of class minute. Okay, so we write m here because we have one data member as m in the class minute. So let's run this program, see what we will get. You cannot imagine a program without errors. Okay, so I have run this program, see what output I am getting, because I have not given any endl or new line characters in the various messages. So let's see what is happening. Yeah, when we are displaying these values, I have to take the values in the proper format. Then I will just write these statements by using endl, and otherwise in अभी जो है आउटपुट में बहुत ज़्यादा समझने में इशू है. सो वी विल just add the endl in every cout statement so that proper output we can get. So we can remove this hello statement, hello world here, run this program. So 5 hours and 60 minutes I entered for the t1. So the main point, main line for all of you is this: how we are converting the object of one class into another class. So in this case, the third type of conversion is class type to class type. So here such type conversion is happening. We are converting hours and minutes of t1 class into minutes of m1 class. From this class we extracted the total minutes. So 5 hours 60 minutes comprises of these 360 minutes. Okay, so what we have done here, this is the destination object and this is the source object. So in the destination object, yeah, here also in this case, this is the destination object and this is the source object. So in destination object we had to, sorry, not in destination, in source class or source object we had to write the conversion function here. So this is the conversion function which we had to write. Okay, this conversion function is extracting the total minutes from the hours and the minutes, and this operator function. So in this class type to class type conversion, if you have, I will add here, if you have one source class and one destination class, obj1 is your, I will write here with the complete explanation also so that it will be clear to all of you. Here object 1 is destination class and it will have a conversion function. Okay, and obj2 is the सोर्स क्लास, और जहाँ से हम अपनी क्लास के लिए, अपनी डेस्टिनेशन क्लास के लिए डेटा ले रहे हैं, दैट इज़ द सोर्स क्लास, एंड इट विल हैव एन operator function. Okay, so these 4 lines which I have written, this is the all brief of this program which we have written here. Okay, so 3 type of conversion we have seen: basic type to class type conversion, class type to basic type conversion, and third one is class type to class type conversion. wherein we have two different classes and we want to convert their objects. Then we have to follow the rules that this destination class in which we want to convert, that will be having a conversion function, and the source class will be having one operator function, obviously. Okay, so that's why we are able to assign these particular lines. So this was all about the lecture 10. I tried to explain each and every point through the online program also. I received many requests that students have said that please use copy and pen. So for in this scenario, it is not possible for me to arrange such software or such hardware configuration also of my in my laptop or any software app. So that's why I tried to do it in this manner. So I tried to do this in this manner. So I am writing all the programs in upcoming videos also. I will be writing the examples in online editor. So I hope that would be more easy for all of you to understand the concept. So I hope you all will be clear with the concept of type conversion. Many students requested that use copy and pen. So in this scenario, it is not possible for me to arrange such supported hardware configuration also for such apps. So that's why I tried to explain every program in this online editor, and I hope it helped all of you to understand the concept. So in upcoming videos also I will try to explain each program example in the online editor. So we will meet in next lecture, that is lecture 11 with the unit 4. Okay, till then take care. Thank you so much.